Good evening, welcome back to Game 2 of this best of 3 series for the semi-finals of the Spring Cup. We're gonna see Goomba Gaming trying to force out a third game against Power Rangers, who were able to take out Game 1 in this series. Of course, once again, with me is G-Advance. Welcome back. Let's see how Goomba is gonna do this time. What are you expecting to go differently for them this game? Or what are you hoping will go differently this game is a better question.
I think the big issue for them is, making sure that they pick an offlaner. If they're going to run somebody, on the offlane rather than aggressive trying it, they pick an offlaner that can survive in the lane. One of the things with Axe is, he's great at trying to turn around and kill people, but he's almost certainly going to go down at that early stage in the game because of his playstyle is just, run into the creep wave. Maybe with a bit of support in a dual lane, then he could maybe have survived that lane, but no way that he could have done that solo on the offlane. And Power Rangers, they just punished it too much. So the point where Power Rangers were ready to fight, Goomba had one hero on their lineup who literally couldn't do anything. And he just walked off and AFK farmed him. By that point, Goomba had already lost the team fight pretty badly. And Power Rangers, they just pushed very hard. And again, Lycan not banned, but Goomba are going to pick it themselves this time. I think that's a smart decision for them.
Yeah, I'm just checking. We have 2 disconnects, but we don't have any captains disconnected, so that's all good. But yeah, Lycan now picked up by Goomba. I think that's a good choice. I do think it's a bit of a risky choice, because they pick it up first. They can't instantly pick it into a combination, like, for example, Power Rangers did, as they now also deny the Dazzle from that Goomba team. And, I mean, the Dazzle did make that combination work in the early stages. It did allow them to get some kills going. And Power Rangers with a Dazzle can still be very aggressive. We'll see if Goomba gets himself a good support to build up that Lycan, because he does need some build-up time if he can't be stomping people in lane, which of course they're gonna try, but we never know. I'm kind of uncertain about the Naga Siren ban.
Yeah, not sure what the Naga Siren ban is really for. I mean, maybe they just don't want to ban any more heroes. They use it as a throwaway. I've seen teams do that plenty of times before, where they've literally just gone, nah, we'll leave everything in. And actually, they want to try and see what Goomba will do over that. Maybe it's also, the fact is that Naga Siren, it's a very irritating hero to deal with, and perhaps they saw that Goomba, they had more of a chance to turtle in that game than we did, but they didn't manage it, and it seems like Power Rangers, they're just stealing stuff from Goomba now. They're actually going to pick up the Weaver. Yeah. Weaver does go well with the Dazzle, though. It plays to his playstyle, which is very aggressive, lots of tower dives early on. So I think this is nice. It helps augment that Weaver's low HP pool. I think this is interesting. But Goomba, they have got the Lycan, and that was probably one of the biggest factors in that last game. Just did a ton of damage.
Yeah, I do like the Weaver pickup. I mean, we saw Goomba in the previous game picking it up against the Lycan. Didn't really work out for them in the end, of course. But maybe Power Rangers just want to show them how it's done. Could be something. As we have Goomba taking it to their bonus time. They go for Disruptor, so they're just copying each other's lineups. Because Disruptor, of course, I mean that Goomba picked up Weaver to counter Lycan. Power Rangers picked up Disruptor to counter Weaver. So we'll see whoever gets the last word in this one. It's kind of interesting to see this happening. It also is kind of scary to see this happening, because it doesn't really feel then like it is their specific playstyle. It just seems like, okay, it worked for them last time, let's hope it's worked for us as well.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with any of these heroes so far. It just seems like maybe this is just a sort of flavor of the month sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I definitely feel like that's a big part of it. Lycan's been seeing a huge amount of play recently, and he's got like a really good win rate. But I'm not gonna lie, I really do like the hero got nerfed. You know what I mean? Like that hero got nerfed and didn't see any play for a while. Nothing really changed about him, and he's seeing a lot of play now. I guess it's just people, learning how to utilize it a bit better, and maybe teams forgetting how to play against it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think this is a smart last ban here, actually, from Power Rangers. I was going to say, if they can't pick up the Dazzle, they can't do the early push, pick up the Furion, they can do, more mid-game to late-game pushing. So I think that's a smart ban from Power Rangers.
Especially since Goomba already banned out the Storm Spirit, which is considered to be a counter towards Nature's Prophet, so maybe already preparing for Nature's Prophet pick. Nice ban. Of course, in terms of globalness, we still have the Clockwork in the pool, which I kind of feel like is underappreciated lately. But it's a really good hero against that Lycan, so maybe we're going to see Power Rangers pick it up. On the other side, it is also very good against the Weaver. So maybe Goomba wants to have it instead, as the Darkseer gets selected. Now, I am not a big fan of that one, and he is not the most aggressive hero, so in terms of fitting into Power Rangers lineup, I find it, or playstyle rather, I find it questionable. On the other side, it does mean that this Weaver is going to be played as a core, because Darkseer most likely is going to be the offlaner for this lineup. I'm putting Weaver then on the safe lane in this case. And Clockwork still picked up by Goomba, so there you have it. Yay!
Yeah, I'm glad to see Clockwork picked up a bit more. I've got to agree with you. He's probably one of the safest offlane solos that you can get. He does a lot of different things great. He can even pick off support sometimes. For instance, if he catches out the Dazzle with Battery Assault on, he maybe have a chance. I don't think Dazzle's cast animation on Shallow Grave is fast enough to get it off in Battery Assault. I can't quite remember though.
I don't think so.
I don't think it will be. So yeah, I've got to agree on this Darkseer pick. We've seen it a few times now, and every time it's just a little bit underwhelming. The problem with Darkseer is he just takes a bit too long to come online. Maybe if you get an absolutely brilliant laning stage, you get a solo kill on a support or something, you get a mech early enough, but
he is nice against the Lycan, I guess.
He's kind of nice, but the thing is, Lycan can get the wolves and very quickly focus down the creep that he puts the Ion Shell on.
Yeah.
So,
he's nice early on, I guess. Hoping that the Ion Shell gets the wolves before the wolves get the Ion Shell.
It probably won't, though.
And even if it doesn't, then at least the wolves are pushing the lane out, right?
Yeah, to an extent, it will help do that, but I don't know. I don't think Darkseer will do that great against Lycan, even though it is a melee hero. The thing is that they do have fairly good kill potential, even with just Disruptor Lycan at this stage, because of course, glimpse into a kinetic field, and you're pretty screwed as a Darkseer at that point. Lycan's going to start beating on you, and until you have something like a mech, you're not going to be survivable enough to take that out, but...
It's almost like this one is forgotten. We haven't seen him all day. Not banned nor picked. Oh, maybe we saw him in the first game, actually. Balkan Bears had it.
This is what I feel like with every Ember Spirit game. Like, people just like to forget about the hero, like, whatever, I don't care. And then suddenly a team picks it, and it either does amazingly or it does pretty badly. We saw earlier a game where an Ember Spirit gets shut down. Yeah, it went badly in that game. That's one thing that Ember Spirit does definitely need. If he doesn't get good items up once he's past his sort of drum phase, then he doesn't get much done at all at that point, because his damage from his skills starts to drop off, and you rely a lot more on Sleight of Fist.
And at this point, I mean, you've got yourself a Weaver that needs a bit of time to come online, Darkseer that needs quite a bit of starting items, Ember Spirit that needs a lot as well. There's a lot of pressure on Dazzle and whichever support's going to be picked up next to him, I think.
Yeah, at the very least, the Ember Spirit can pick up early solo kills, and as far as like the early, the first 20 minutes, he can get away with, just a bottle, drums, phase boots, maybe an Aquila. I've seen a few people build Aquila on him. Yeah, if he gets shut down and if there's the right heroes to deal with him, which Goomba seem to have actually, they pick up the Chen now. And I think Chen's a great hero versus Ember Spirit. Lots of extra heals, and Ember can overextend.
Disruptor is considered also a counter towards Ember Spirit. Just put it over a Remnant where he'll be coming back to after his Slay of Fist or something, and then he won't be able to go away anymore. He will be stuck. It's very easy to land stuff.
Yeah, I think Goomba, they have a good lineup versus the Ember Spirit. They have ways of locking him down. And, they have a Lycan. They have more than enough physical damage. He can even boost up the physical damage of his whole team. And Goomba, they have good push as well now. For them is that, maybe Disruptor doesn't have too much in the way of damage. And actually right now, they do have the silence and the kinetic field, but they don't have any, like, hardcore stuns. Nothing like Avenge stun or anything like that. There's just a straight point and click stun. They have things like Clockwork, Hook Shot, and Disruptor's combo. It's
neither
all
as Power Rangers though. I mean, the poison is there of course at some point, and perhaps
both teams are situationally. Both teams are relying on situational stuff to actually shut down either team. The nice thing for Power Rangers though is that they have a Weaver and an Ember Spirit. So Goomba, they're probably going to have to either get both of them in a Disruptor combo, or just rely on hoping the Weaver just doesn't have enough items to do damage.
Yeah, Venomant's our last ban here for Goomba. We're gonna have also Goomba having the advantage of having the last pick. They know exactly what they're up against. I mean, there is a small chance that Darkseer is in the jungle, Weaver offlane, Ember safe lane, and still something else mid, or something like that, if you want to be really greedy, that is. But it is an option. So Power Rangers are going to be the one to pick first, and therefore giving Goomba a bit of an advantage to react to that one. For Goomba, we're still expecting a mid laner, of course. And a mid laner that can do well against an Ember Spirit is not really that common, as in there are very little mid heroes that can actually kill off an Ember. You might be able to slow him down in terms of farm, but you can't kill him really easily. So which hero? Whoa!
Okay then.
I mentioned that the greedy Darkseer would be an option, but I wasn't actually expecting it to happen.
Does this mean
Support Kunkka! Support Kunkka! No.
It could be the support Kunkka. Honestly, it could still be that, but I guess Power Rangers are going to run this very, very greedily. That's slightly worrying for me, considering Goomba, they have Lycan Chen. That's a pretty strong early push combo. They might end up losing a lot of towers before any of these heroes are online. And Doom is the last pickup. I like this pickup.
Oh.
They don't have much in the way of hard stuns, but now they have a silence. They can just drop that on the Weaver or the Ember Spirit and say, whatever, we're not concerned about you in this fight anymore. We can deal with the rest of your team.
Yeah. I like it. I am kind of wondering if it's aggressive enough, but they just need to get that Chen Disruptor active early on and make sure that Clockwork gets his levels, and then I think they're going to be okay. I'm at least a lot more confident with their draft than I was in a previous game, which I'm very happy for, because I just hope that they are also able to make it work for them, because last lineup I didn't have confidence, and apparently that was rightfully so. This lineup, I do have confidence. I'm actually kind of wonky about Power Rangers' confidence. It looks like we are going to have a mid Kunkka, which is going to be up against a Doom, so that will be interesting, meaning that the Darkseer will indeed go into the jungle, because you cannot have an Ember Spirit that is not getting farm, right?
Yeah, he absolutely has to get farm. That's something that anybody that tells you different is a crazy person that's just wrong. Ember Spirit needs a fair amount of farm, especially, he can do a lot of early stuff without farm, with the just the Flame Guard build and running in like that, but after that, I mean, he just has to sort of go for it, and, well, we have a pause here. Are we going to have this remake?
Apparently we are. Well,
I don't know.
So far nobody is doing anything yet, so don't know. Only if you accept.
Alright, I guess we are then.
Good guy teams, basically. So
what nice people.
Yeah. So we have got ourselves a very greedy lineup for Power Rangers. I kind of also think that if, depending on the support combination, it is justified, right? I mean, Chen and Disruptor can make a lot of stuff happen, but are also supports that at some point just want to get levels. And it's not like there's easy heroes to kill off. I mean, killing off a Weaver is not easy. Ember Spirit is not easy, as he can, even if he's not level 6, he has, of course, got his Flame Guard, so he has that. And then you've got yourself a Kunkka that is supposedly fairly tanky as well, and he'll be in the mid lane, so he'll be out leveling those supports quite hard. And a last hero, Darkseer, also not one that you want to be going on 1 versus 1. So who are you going to try to shut down first? Is it the Ember?
I feel like you would shut down the Ember more than anything, just because that hero is newer, so people aren't quite as sure how to deal with him. Otherwise, I feel like the Ember should be your main target. He probably has the most potential damage out of all of them as well. The Kunkka, though, I mean, that's something we've not talked a huge amount about. If he gets very, very farm, he does basically the same thing that Ember Spirit does. Cleave everybody, hit everybody on the enemy team, and he can do a huge amount of damage. He does rely on just one lucky crit, though, sometimes, going into the late game.
Yeah, I do. I have to say, every time I see my loading screen, it's so pretty. I got the Vengeful Spirit one. So good. So I was kind of distracted. And yeah, well, remake is done. That's good. It looks like no problems loading in either, so that's good too. It's all pick, of course. Once again, though, this is the last game. No, this is not the last game. This could be the last game. What am I saying? It's the last match.
Wow,
So,
just writing off Goomba there
no,
and then
it is
Shiva.
the last match. I meant last match.
Yeah, I heard you do it. I heard you do it.
Last match. So this is the last semi-finals. We're gonna, in this series, decide who will be up against Total Aggression tomorrow in the grand finals. So far, Power Rangers is 1 game up compared to Goomba, as we are in game number 2 of a best of 3 series. Goomba is of course gonna try to force out a 3rd game, while Power Rangers will try to take the game out right now. As apparently Goomba is way more adverse in pressing Alt-Enter than Power Rangers is. So we have to wait until the timer ticks down. But yeah, semi-finals is what we are watching right now. So I have to say, I'm having faith in this one that it's going to be a lot more even game than the previous one. I am not sure if I would entirely favor Goomba, but
I would favor Goomba's strategy.
Only if they're aggressive enough. That's the main thing.
Yeah, they do have to get these towers down fairly early, and the thing is, I really like the Doom pickup because they know that PR, they're also running a fairly greedy, sort of semi-support, semi-jungle-ish hero. The thing is, are they going to be able to push early enough with this? And what are the sort of items that they're going to go for on this? Because, I mean, really, he's just there for lockdown. I imagine maybe something like well, he's not going to go Vlad's because Lycan will do that. I don't know what he's going to go for, really.
Doom will go for the mech. No, Chen will go for the mech.
Chen will go for the mech, right?
Doom will go for the AC. Refresher orb.
30 seconds to battle.
Maybe a
I mean, Refresher orb, if he can get it, I'm sure it would be awesome, but I'm not sure he can get that. I think it's going to be interesting, this one. PR, they're almost relying more on just saying sort of individual skill. You know, they're playing 3 very, very powerful, but quite skill shot heavy and mobile, but easy to kill.
A couple have some very nice
wombo
combo potential, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially heroes like Kunkka and Ember Spirit working together, they can
Vacuum.
blow whole teams up. Yeah, and Vacuum as well. There's a lot that they can do with this.
Yeah, so the potential is definitely there.
Yeah, it's just not reliable. I mean, they have probably one of the most unreliable heroes in the game, just Kunkka. I mean, Tidebringer, going in with crit items normally once you've got your Shadow Blade up. Torrent almost always misses. Boat, the same thing can be said for the Ghost Ship. It's not exactly reliable. Goomba, they have a very reliable lineup.
Is this a support Darkseer? Yes.
Hello,
guess
it is.
Pouncing, pound, fist, or face-to-fist combat. Let's take a look at who's playing what, as we do have an aggressive tri-lane with, yes, a support Darkseer, and nobody was expecting that one. Played by FNG.
This actually makes a lot of sense.
Well, iron shells are nice. He actually did pick up a shield, so he'll take the small camp here without any problems. But yeah, J4 will play the Dazzle. He'll be the other support here on the aggressive tri-lane. We've got Moon farming it up on the Weaver. On the other lane, farming lane, we've got ourselves an Ember Spirit, played by Cheshire Cat. And middle, it's Scandal on his Kunkka, as I do believe that we're going to have most action coming out on the top lane, as it looks like Chen is really chasing down FNG, but FNG is going to be A-OK.
Yeah, speaking of Chen, do you want me to go through the Goomba lineup here? The carry for the team against this aggressive tri-lane, he might struggle here. It is going to be Odie on the Lycan. The support for him in the lane is the Nino. He's up on the Disruptor. In the jungle, it is going to be Rain here on the Chen. The mid lane for the team, it's going to be Nier and the Doom. He's going to be a crucial part of their lineup, hoping that he can doom the right targets in the fights. And last but not least, it's Clockwork Chill. On this off lane here, he's already burnt off all of Cheshire Cat's mana. This is something I talk about every time I get to see Clockwork 1v1 lane, but if you can burn the mana of a hero, particularly one like Cheshire Cat is on here, the Ember Spirit, you can definitely solo kill him. That said, he has picked up a haste rune here, so he's probably not going to, but yeah, look at the way Chill is zoning him out from the lane here, and Cheshire Cat apparently just runs into the cogs for no reason.
Yep, he just likes the cogs. It's
like, oh, they're so magnetic, and just runs into them and gets electrocuted.
Yep. Shiny, like a bug, attracted to the light.
Are you saying that Cheshire Cat is a moth?
Maybe. I like what FNG is doing. He's really disrupting the pools from the Nino, and he is actually doing a very good job with it and getting a lot of farm as well. He might actually go down though, getting netted by the troll coming out from the Chen. And the glimpse is there as well. Back to port, and there you go. Rain gets the first blood on his Chen. And I was totally gonna sing about the Chen, by the way, but I'll don't do it now, because you made a punny that could very well be turned into a song.
Did I? I didn't even mean to. There's been a lot of puns today. I'm surprised. What did I say?
Jungle, the dire jungle, the Chen from Scream tonight.
Alright, that's...
You said in the dire jungle, that's all you needed to do. Or in the jungle. In the jungle, you said.
Alright, okay, I guess I can get behind that one. It's a little bit weird, though.
Oh, they're diving here. Already the poison up on Odie. He's gonna be in some trouble. He's only level 1 poison, though, but it's still enough to slow him down. So that J4 can try to get in position to get the right clicks off. A couple more needed for the kill. There it is. And Disruptor also not gonna live. All those iron shells doing the works. And Moon actually with the Shakushi gets the kill. 2-0. Getting some revenge for having FNG killed earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with running a dual lane and versus an aggressive tri-lane, particularly one that seems to be working pretty well as well. The Darkseer, a little bit of an unusual option in this tri-lane, but now that he's got level 2 Ion Shell up, that does do a lot of damage versus people. The big thing for me is Rain's jungling. Alright, he's managed to stack up 2 of these medium camps here.
Oh.
And one of them, a particularly large number of creeps in them, because twice they've spawned a ton, and they're actually going to smoke up and go mid here. I think this is a pretty smart option. Scandal, he's not a hero with any escapes, although he is quite tanky.
He can run, he has an Invis rune though, but there's a Sentry Ward already down, they know that, and they can probably glimpse him back if only he stays in range of the Sentry Ward. Kinetic Field is there, can they take him down? Another Sentry Ward to go down, he cannot escape, he will get picked off, and it is the Nino that gets the kill this time. Large amount of Sentry Wards used, but definitely worth it, especially if they get a tower off the back of this as well. Goomba, they're doing the same thing as Power Rangers did in the first game, just having that Howl helping out. They've got the Chen with the extra creeps, and they are just putting up a lot of pressure here in this middle lane. As in the meantime, on the top lane, Odie is in trouble. He's gonna try to teleport out. There's no poison anymore to stop him from doing this, and he will be okay.
Nice play from Odie there. Just as soon as the poison had been used, he's like, right, I'm TPing out. The interesting thing for me is this absolute sort of man fight between these two heroes on the bottom lane. Both of them are being forced to bottle crow a little bit. Actually, I'm not sure if Chill has bottle crowed yet, but Cheshire Cat has certainly bottle crowed twice in this lane here, as Chill has just been hurting him mana-wise. And of course, if Cheshire Cat ever does completely run out of mana on this lane, he'll probably die to Chill, but yeah, it's a pretty close fight between the two of them. Last hits seem to be going the way of the Ember Spirit, despite this Lycan's Howl that's going up. But actually, in the meantime, Darkseer gets picked off here.
I'm not sure what he was doing on that side of the woods. Oh god,
and now they're actually going to farm up at least one of these.
Both.
Yeah, both of these jungle stacks.
He doomed. I'm not sure if he can do that. Scandal is going to get that kill, and the Doom is not going to do anything. That's a wasted Doom. I think the boat buff actually, he's going to die.
He's going to go. He's going to go from this.
Nicely done. That boat debuff, of course, running out will then still do the damage that you would have taken earlier on. So, boat buff.
Yeah, the damage that you take after the boat debuff goes isn't fatal, but Doom certainly is, and he ends up going down to that. The Doom, I mean, he gets caught out there. Combos, like I said before, Kunkka, very unreliable, but if he hits his combo, his damage potential is huge.
Yeah.
And, I mean, PR right now, they're putting a lot of pressure on the side of Goomba, particularly on Odie, who's still not hit level 4 yet. As a carry on the safe lane, this is pretty bad for him.
We're gonna see if they can catch up to Rain. They're trying. Moon is chasing it down. In the meantime, the poison is already up on Odie, but we're following Moon. He gets the kill. Odie, in the meantime, is safe next to his tower for the moment. Hook shot, catches Moon. His time lapse is already on cooldown because he used it to get away from the base of the Dire. Jill, though, those iron shells, they force him out. Moon gonna be able to chase in just a second, as it is Nier that wants to try and get J4. He can't do it though. J4 is out safe with that surge helping him out, and now Cheshire Cat going for Nier. Should be able to get the kill with the Flame Guard. A couple of burns needed. Can he get it done? The burns actually go away, but the Iron Shell will still be there. FNG gets the kill. They're diving really far. They're playing so aggressive here for Power Rangers, and it is working out.
Yeah, and the thing is, Goomba, they've just not been given time to group up and try and take a tower push, and even if they did, at this stage, they just don't have the levels and farm that they need. They need, you know, maybe even just level 6 on the Chen to actually go and take a tower. Lycan, he needs more levels. He needs at least a Vlad's probably as well.
Boat. Hits on near, doesn't hit on Rain though, as Dazzle was the one that came too close to the secrets and died. And so I know there's no chance
nice
to
pick off for the side of Goomba, but it's only going to delay them for a moment, and it doesn't even look to be delaying them. I mean, PR, they're still positioned in the enemy jungle. The only one who's not playing that aggressively is Scandal, who's being gone on the mid lane here, doomed up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's not enough damage this time. No boat debuff helping, or slash buff helping near out. In the meantime, on the top lane, we've got Odie trying to run away from Moon, but he can't. Iron Shell Weaver is pretty damn annoying to be up against. And OD, his Lycan is still level 5. By this time in the previous game, we already had, well, Weaver still picked up there. We already had a Vlad's up on Lycan, and the first couple of towers were already dead. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Chill is trapped in Cheshire Cat, who's out of mana and can't really get away, and will go down. Nicely done by Chill. That's a solo kill for him. First kill of the game for him as well. First involvement in a game, in a death, I should say, because he's already been involved in the top lane, of course, in the fight earlier, but he was able to get away from that one in the end.
Yeah, he had a nice hook shot in that situation earlier, but too many ion shells, and Cheshire Cat was on fire as well, which is the person he jumped on, so he ended up taking a ton of damage just getting in there. Clockwork, I mean, he's going to have to do a lot of work for his team. Every time this hook shot's off cooldown, he pretty much has to get a kill, and that's not exactly easy because of Dazzle being on the field. In fact, in the mid lane, Scandal stayed in the fight, looked like he was going to go down, went very aggressively forward, but he knew that the Dazzle was TPing in behind him, so he got the shallow grave off, and it's like they were trying to bait in near as well as the Nino, but they didn't manage to kill him off, and still, the side of PR, they've just taken so much map control from Goomba, and
both combo,
Goomba, they're
let's see.
desperately trying.
Cheshire Cat jumps in, Kinetic Field is still there though, and we're gonna see Nier picked up, but Scandal might be following him. Armor coming out from J4, helping them out. Chill in some trouble. Chill might be more than just some trouble, but the cogs make sure that Cheshire Cat's not chasing Scandal. What are you doing? He gets a grave. For the moment, he is okay. No mana up on J4 though, but it's okay. He's gonna be able to get away. The Torrent just to make sure that none of the creeps of the Chen were chasing him. They get the Doom and get out without anybody dying on their part.
Yeah, and that's a big part of what PR's lineup are good at doing at this point. They have the Dazzle up. He's actually, you know, he's got 2 points in shallow grave here, so he's able to use that shallow grave more often and from further away. And I think that's a big part of why PR are able to do so well at this stage of the game. Oh, and also the fact is that Goomba just don't have any items right now. I mean, look at their Lycan. He's got a Basilius and Boots of Speed.
Look at the net
Even
worth.
the Doom.
It's just scary.
He's trying for a Vanguard, but yeah. The net worth is... I haven't even looked at it. I almost don't want to, but...
It's the highest on the
hurts.
side of Goomba is Chill on his Clockwork, and he is lower than the shutdown Kunkka in the mid lane.
Yeah, that hurts a fair amount, and like you said, that Kunkka not exactly had a great time in the middle lane. 1, 2, and 1, and still above anybody but... Well, no, above anybody on the side of Goomba.
Smoke
They
up
have
now
to
for
group
Goomba.
up and try and take
They-
something.
yeah.
They have to take a big advantage in these next couple fights. Otherwise, the gold lead will probably end up insurmountable.
And next to that, I mean, it might be... Like, the kills are looking 7-7, right? But every time that Power Rangers has been able to get a kill, they got a farm off the back of it. They got a tower off the back of it. And they're just able to find those moments to steal and fight and just have the perfect momentum going. That is the main difference in this one. Just being able to find the farm in between the fights that go both ways.
Yeah, and Goomba, they're not able to find the farm in between the fights because they get zoned out too easily. I mean, they had a Lycan up. He ended up being left alone there because the supports on Goomba were needed. PR, they rotated their supports as well, and it ended up being Moon versus just the Lycan. I mean, that's a Weaver versus a melee hero. That's never going to go well.
Teleport incoming here for the Darkseer. The tower still gets destroyed by the Lycan, but the boat will clear out the Chen. They're gonna look to try and take down Nier here. Can they actually do this? Vacuum comes in into the cogs. Let's see if they can actually take him. Nier still seems to be seemingly trapped. Gets a Doom off an FNG, who does go down to the Nino. Chill should be able to get away from this one and turns into a one-on-one Chen for Darkseer.
I mean,
Why
at
did I
this
say
stage,
Lycan?
any trades
How
are
did
pretty
Lycan
much
get the
worth it.
tower? He wasn't even there. Did he have wolves there? I guess he had wolves.
Yeah, he had his wolves in the fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They were giving it a little bit of a help there, but I think the big thing about that fight there is that Darkseer, he held off on using his mech for a very long time there. Doom eventually just doomed him up, and of course at that point, you're not just silenced, you're completely muted, so you can't even use your items, and yeah, the Darkseer goes down without having used his mech, and otherwise, if they'd been able to use it earlier, they might have saved Chill, but, well, Lycan and Chen's ulti is used for Odie, but he managed to get out on the top lane. And
Chill's on the other team.
Sorry?
If Darkseer was able to save or use the mech earlier, then doesn't matter
I'm
for
saying
Chill.
if he'd used his mech, and they would have got Chill.
Oh,
Because
I thought
Chill
you
was
said
going low in
save
that
Chill.
fight.
I was like, what? No, nobody
No,
would save Chill.
sorry. I probably said save, but I meant they would have been able to get a kill on Chill, maybe turn it around. But
Wow.
yeah, in the end, they lose their Darkseer, and they don't get the counter kill up on Chill, despite the fact that he was pretty aggressively in there.
Now, we see this more often, but Cheshire Cat went for Boots of Travel first item. And I mean, he doesn't need to be the carry in this game, because Moon is doing an amazing job at that already, so there's not pressure to take any real damage items. He goes for Boots of Travel to help with the split push, I guess, to stop the Lycan from doing his thing? Or what do you make of it?
I mean, Boots of Travel are great on Ember Spirit for a lot of different reasons. Yeah, it's good for dealing with split push anyway.
Kinetic Field, Static Storm, J4, you're dead. That's a very, very dead J4. However, the boat, the Torrent, the boat's not enough to reach Teal, but I don't think it matters. Moon is going to get that kill. The Nino is going to be the second one to go down if he is not unlucky. A smoke comes up. The cavalry is there. Moon, you might be in some trouble. He still wants to get the Nino though, but Cheshire Cat coming to help out. Gets doomed the moment he shows his face and just continues running through the fight. Scandal will look to find some pickups though. The kinetic field is not going to keep the Nino safe, as the kinetic field is already over by the time Scandal wants to leave it. Chen goes down. It is 3-0. The Doom now has worn off, and Cheshire Cat can come back to try and take down Odie, and I think he's going to be successful. The Bugs chase him, and the Bugs will get the last hit there to Moon. Double kill, triple kill, as there are 4 dead people on the side of Goomba in this fight. And they were the ones initiated by getting a quick kill on Dazzle with using 2 ults on him.
Yeah, I think the big moment in that fight is that they ended up using the Doom on Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat had just used Flame Guard and it ended up doing no damage to him. Cheshire Cat even stayed in the fight at one point and started right-clicking with a Doom on him. And he took no damage. He took absolutely no damage. They used the Doom on him instead of using it on the Weaver, and actually Kunkka, surprisingly enough, gets taken out in the end, but
by Wolves.
I guess that was Wolves?
Yeah, that must have been Wolves.
Come on, Wolves was so irritating.
Yeah, and invisible.
That's a pick-off you don't expect to see.
Nope. The gold graph is looking pretty favorable for Power Rangers. We're only 15 minutes into the game, so this might not look like a lot, but it's 7k gold in 15 minutes time, which is quite excessive. And experience graph shows the same thing, especially after last fight, of course, puts them almost at 10k in favor, which comes back to having 3 level 11s and a level 10 on the side of Power Rangers, while Goomba has got the Clockwork at level 10, but the rest is all level 8. Nothing else. Wow, that's a glimpse back. They find Moon. Moon stuck in the kinetic field. Can they take him down? The Doom comes up for J4, so he's not going to be able to save Moon, but perhaps the time lapse is going to be in time. No, there it is, and he goes back. The boat comes back as well. Near Hand of God will not save him, and Rain is going to be the next target. Kinetic Field will hold in Cheshire Cat, but Moon is still, or rather the Chen is still dead. Teleport out for at least the Disruptor, so he's going to be the one to survive that one. But that all started with trying to take down Moon. They can't do it fast enough, and they pay for it. They pay for it dearly.
Yeah, and the big thing there is that the Darkseer turned up at just at the right time with the mech. He was able to save both J4 and the Weaver then. The Weaver got out, time-lapsed. Even though they used the Doom on the Dazzle, they still got the Weaver out of there. I mean, a turnaround in that fight for PR, but things have been going their way this game, the whole game, I'd say.
Yeah. The fights have just been turned around. I mean, it's painful to see, but Goomba, they cannot make anything out of this. They try. And they get some split push going at the same time as OD is able to get a tower top. But it's far from going well for them. Now, they have a Lycan, and we've seen it before, so they can split push this till they win the game, perhaps. But not if Power Rangers keeps playing this very aggressive. And this Darkseer, who was a support Darkseer, he looks to be having the same time, as a better time than an offlane Darkseer we saw, I believe, earlier today. He has a mechanism, he's building towards a pipe, he's fairly rich, he's just doing really well. Support
Yeah,
Darcy in new meta.
it's all about the lanes. That's all I can say. And interestingly enough, hook
J4
shot out onto Mad Bomb though.
Vacuum still going to be there trying to save J4. He gets a great
no
up.
way
Mechanism
he's gonna
comes out
die.
as well. And now Chill's going to be the one in trouble. In comes Cheshire Cat. Doesn't get the Slay of Fists off. And we will not be getting a kill. By the way, this tower is a free yeah.
I was just going to say the same thing. Chill was just sitting next to the tower and then he hook shot off. But yeah, that tower was free gold. Clockwork does manage to get the deny though.
Yeah. Looks like Cheshire Cat still hasn't had enough. The boat will come in, hits on near. Will they go in on it? Gloom's back. They kind of have to if they want to save Cheshire Cat. The grave is there. Is that enough though? Can he get away? The Doom comes out, and it is Ember Spirit that is the one to receive all the hate and goes down. Down also goes the Dazzle as Chen was able to get that one with one test of faith. Now Scandal in trouble. Scandal more than in trouble though. Scandal kind of dead. The Surge won't save him. Cheshire Cat is back in this. He bought back, but it looks to be a dieback. He tries to jump out, but he doesn't know where to go. Can they glimpse him back still maybe as well? Is the glimpse still there? It is there if need be, but they don't need it. They're going to get the kill anyway. A dieback for sure, and that is Power Rangers.
Oh,
Perhaps
FNG got pulled back as
throwing
well.
nice glimpse, and Chill already ready with the cogs. Vacuum comes out, but it's not going to be enough. FNG will get picked off. Nicely done. That is 5 heroes dead, or was it 4? Because I don't believe Weaver was locked in that fight, but 4 dead, 5 dead
Weaver
if you
never
count
turned
Ember
up.
twice for the side of Power Rangers. That is painful, and that is Roshan. Unless
Yeah, that's a big turnaround for them,
Mr.
but
Bug.
Moon is just going to try and harass them and stop them from doing this Roshan. They don't have actually a Vlad's yet on their team, so that's something they're missing. The Lycan's going for a straight Necrobook. He's managed to get Necrobook 2 just from that fight. I mean, it is a big turnaround boot for Goomba, but the advantage is still pretty heavily in favor of PR.
Well, this might be just the edge they need. There comes a Torn and a boat though. Will hit upon near, extra minus armor for him as well. Lycan still gets the Aegis, but might lose it straight away. Nice kinetic field and static storm. Locks on 2. Cheshire Cat dead for the 3rd time in a row. Moon picked up as well. J4 dead as well. That's a double kill for near, and they get 3 and don't lose a single thing, not even an Aegis, and that is definitely a comeback if I've ever seen one. Look at that experience graph looking all shiny going towards that 0 line.
Yeah, some absolutely crazy fights from Goomba, and the big thing that's working in their favor is this static storm. Every
Yep.
time they get a good static storm, they can try and turn around the fight. And the thing is as well, the big one for me is Cheshire Cat is not doing enough. Considering he went for the safe lane farm, he ended up not doing that great in the lane versus Chill. Chill did a great job of burning off his mana with the cogs, and he ended up even getting a solo kill on him. And I mean, he's just got
Vacuum into boat into wall. Mechanism comes out for Goomba. They might be able to survive this, but they have to be fast. Kinetic field not going to be in time. Teleport out from Chen. He's out safe. Nero's not going to make it though. Aegis. It is the Lycan that is back off. He's going to try to run. He's already in wolf form, looking for a way out. He's running. X-Magnus Bhakti will be right back here with the team of Power Rangers who get 3 from that initiation. That was basically
one hell of
Dota
an
porn right
initiation.
there.
That was one hell of an initiation. I did not expect to see that coming out
Nope,
from
me
them.
neither.
And just after Goomba had started to bring this game back, I mean, the vacuum into Ghost Ship, what a combo. The mech almost looked like it was going to save them. They only, in the end, managed to get the Chen out of there, and I think the Clockwork too. But
the Hand of God
that's
was
just
on
not
cooldown.
enough.
That was such a shame, though. Like with the mech and the Hand of God, they can use those and maybe get it to come back going, but with only the mech, wasn't enough. Oh, they need a pipe.
They need a lot of stuff.
They need a
lot of stuff. Especially now that Weaver he's going to finish up a Desolator here. This is 22 minutes into the game. They do have the Vladimir's offering up. They actually picked it up on the Doom here, but they're struggling for items. He's not got upgraded boots. Chill is pretty much the only one on the team, along with now the Lycan, who's got anything close to what he would want at this stage of the game. And the Lycan's not exactly where he'd like to be. This is a hard farming hero that likes to get ahead and push a lot of towers, and he's just got a Necrobook 2. And Necrobook 2, I mean, great item, but that's all he's got.
Yeah, and he's
Look
going
at
to
the
be fighting up
Weaver. He's
against
got
the Weaver with a
Lincolns
Deso.
and a Deso. Yeah.
I mean, he's worth as well. I mean, it's scary. They were just on the way back. That fight kind of set them back. And you know what that fight does next to, of course, forcing them back from taking the tower? I mean, they lost 3 heroes. It could have been way worse because they were kind of caught out like that. But in mindset, I mean, that was so scary that Goomba will be playing extra careful, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the good thing to do in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Goomba, they just have to try and group up and push. It really is their only fallback plan, because if they group up and push, they have the Chen, they have all their team fight around them, they can doom any target they like to, they have good team fight that backs that up, but the thing is that PR can probably push faster.
J4 keeps getting those hook shots. He still can get the Grave out during the battery assault, but, well, Nier, don't you want to help out?
It doesn't even matter.
Nier just walked past.
I mean, he got the assist just because of having Scorched Earth, but otherwise he was like, nah, you got this, it's fine.
Yeah, enjoy your little moment there. Oh god. Well, they get at least a couple of kills. It is 19 to 18, so you know it's even still in kills, but it just does not feel even. It's still it is again 10k gold in favor of Power Rangers. Experience graph went back to 0 and then came back to 6k. Whoa, those wolves! They might actually kill up Cheshire Cat. He got a Necronomicon unit in that one, so he has to be careful. The arrow still flying from the Necronomicon archer. One more hit from the wolf might actually get the kill. Yes, Lycan gets it. Long range kill, nicely done for him for sure, and that's all from
Cheshire
killing
Cat
off the
is
Necronomicon.
not having a good game.
No, not at all.
He is not having a good game at all, and I mean, you talked about the Boots of Travel earlier. Maybe that was a mistake. They seem a pretty good item on Ember Spirit normally, but one thing that he's struggling with is he's just too squishy for this game. There's a lot of big AoE combos, and there's a lot of, these big scary spells being dropped on people, right? Things like Static Storm, Doom. These are spells that you need a fair amount of HP to be able to survive through, and it's not like they're dropping them on Moon, because he's got a Lincoln Sphere. So
yep.
Cheshire Cat is the automatic target every single time that Goomba can manage to focus down on a target, and he just dies every single time. He's going for a Battle Fury. He'll get it soon-ish. It's pretty late, though. It's a cost-effective damage item on Ember Spirit, but he is going to have to play as basically that guy who sits at the back of the fight and just Sleight of Fists, which is not all that Ember can do. Ember can do a lot more than that by jumping in with Remnants and with Flame Garden. Yeah, it's not nice to have to fight to fisting. It's not so much now that he's maxed it out, though. It's only 6 seconds, but some of these fights have been very fast, and
yeah,
Goomba have a lot of healing, so this Sleight of Fist Ember, he's not going to be doing too much.
You know what they need? I mean, they have the pipe now ready on the Darkseer, which is great, but they need a Veil.
A Veil would be a pretty strong item for both of these teams here. It's a lot more less reliable for PR. It's much more reliable for Goomba, but yeah, Goomba is still a fair amount behind on items, and who's going to build it up other than perhaps maybe the Clockwork could do it?
They need a pipe first. For Goomba, I would favor a pipe over a Veil.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of need both.
Yeah.
They're struggling for a lot of things here.
Yeah,
At the very least, PR don't have BKBs, but Kunkka, he's going to be building up one. Yeah, I was going to say yet.
Look at that, we've got ourselves a Battle Fury #1, a Cheshire Cat. I say #1 because we have, of course, seen a lot of Embers going for multiple Battle Furies. But having one start is there.
Generally, if you do go for a Battle Fury and Ember, the most cost-efficient way, I think, to do it, I'm not entirely sure about this, is generally if you're going to go Battle Fury at all, you have to basically go 2 or 3. Otherwise, it's just not very cost-effective, but yeah. It's not a huge item for him this game. He needs a few more of them. It's mostly for farming at this stage. I mean, which is traditionally what Battle Fury is before, but a lot of people say, oh, you know, Battle Fury Ember is just for damage. One, perhaps not so much. Especially at this point, he's got no other damage items.
Yeah, it looks like we have got a bit of an impasse here in this game. I mean, we have got a couple of pickups, sure, but other than
Scandal
that,
goes in on this mid lane.
Yeah, he has got a Shadow Blade, actually. But, Nier in some trouble. Lincoln is already popped, and that's going to be Nier getting sent back home, vacuum or not. Here he comes.
Yeah, but with the Doom back home, and with the Lycan far up, they might just decide to try and push now, or try and gain a little bit more map control. I think that's PR's next way of doing things, and yeah, Cogs to block off that area there.
Yeah.
Weaver's just going to go for a straight heart.
Like, Roshan is up again soon, and I think that's what both teams are waiting for right now, because if you would lose a fight right now, you might lose your Roshan with that as well. As in the meantime, of course, Lycan has to try and split push as much as he can. There's still all the tier 2 towers left standing, by the way, and all of them have got full health. That is pretty scary. As do they have a gem, or did they just... Yeah, they have a gem on Chill, so they just counter-warded the ward that Power Rangers put down. And we're gonna expect more of that to happen, because especially around Roche Pit. Wow, they're very unlucky with Roshan, aren't they? This is 2 minutes and 40 seconds worth of Roshan waiting time.
Man, I mean, the good thing for Goomba is that A, they're on the dire side, B, they have Rocket Flares. They can keep on scouting this out pretty much constantly, and they can also use it to try and counter push lanes and just give them a little bit more time. I've got to say, Chill's been having a phenomenal game, just as he misses a hook shot, but Chill's been having a great game on an off-lane Clockwork here. Of course, he did get a lane, and they ended up doing pretty well on, but I mean, that's mostly down to his own play. It's not like Clockwork automatically wins his lanes or anything, so yeah, I mean, Chill's doing great, but so he's able to carry the gem for his team, but otherwise, his team is still struggling a lot. Even though they're up kills-wise, I mean, the net worth for the heroes at this point, Weaver is absolutely enormous. He's building up a heart as his next item. And this is smart because Goomba, they don't have enough to lock him down with. They're going to need like an Abyssal Blade or something just to stop him.
Yeah, and where's the damage going to come from? Even if there's an Abyssal, it's only Lycan that has the power to do that. As they do smoke up for Goomba, they don't smoke up with Lycan, they smoke up with
Cheshire
Cheshire Cat. He's able to get away, he gets doomed. He will get glimpsed soon as well. In comes a torrent and a boat though, as the boat actually will miss. The glimpse still gets Cheshire Cat, and that's going to be the kill right there. Scandal will have to just move away and let it happen. Nice pick off.
Poor Cheshire Cat, man.
And yeah, I mean, but the thing is, Cheshire Cat, he is being the ultimate martyr right here. He died 6 times, which yeah, is bad, but it's better than having someone else picked off. Scandal is getting pretty fat. He has his BKB ready now as well. Moon has only died twice. And if you're gonna have one of your cores picked up, well then it better be Cheshire Cat, because he is already shut down anyway.
Yeah, and the big thing about this, about him going down, is that if you look at his net worth, it's not like he's losing that
J4,
badly.
oh my god, nuke down, nicely done, and this could actually be Roshan. Roshan is gonna be up in a second. Glimpse. Oh, BKB turned on by Weaver, or by Scandal, so he's gonna be okay. But that's a 10-second BKB charge to not get glimpsed into.
And they're still chasing after him. Chill is still going after after Scandal here, but he looks like he's not going to be able to get him.
Nope.
They can decide to go for this Roshan, but there's a big wave pushing up on the top lane. Where's the Weaver? That's the big thing.
X marked the spot. Where's that boat? No boat, no mana. No follow-up. Cheshire Cat just doing a bit of flame guard while he is showing that he is still here. Of course, that's the biggest thing. OD actually pops his wolf form. They want to go for this. The glimpse back for the Darkseer. And Darkseer dead means no mechanism for the fight, but the boat still hits upon 2. Odie and Near. Hand of God coming out. Odie pops his BKB. Will still got picked up by the Darkseer. And his illusions though. Cheshire Cat now chasing. 1 down. Venito will be the second one to go down. Chill is going to be the third if they get it. The Static Storm still doing so much, but it's not doing enough. Or is it? No, it's not. Chill going to get picked up as well. And now Near is the only one that survived that one. And that is gonna be a Roshan for Power Rangers.
Yeah, and I mean, even though Goomba, it looked like they were going to turn it around then with the Clockwork cogs into the Static Storm. It's just not enough though at this stage. The big problem for Goomba is they only have one person who's actually able to do any physical damage output. Doom, he's just had to go for basically tank items and aura, so he's not doing anything. And the Lycan, he ran in with his BKB, and it's just not enough. PR, they already have a ton of physical damage on multiple people on their side. Scandal, Cheshire Cat, and Moon all do plenty. And the thing is Dazzle can put down minus armor as well. It's difficult for them to actually try and take this fight. And Weaver is now invincible. I'm just going to straight up say it. Yeah. He's picked up a full heart. He's got Aegis as well. There's no way that Goomba can actually kill him anymore.
And they can't
unless he
even
runs
see him
in
anymore.
Their fountain.
Because
they can
J4
run
got
into
the
their
gem.
fountain, that's it. Yeah, and the gem is lost as well. I mean, he can basically solo carry this game now. If he wants to, he can go for a crit, he can go for butterfly. It doesn't even matter too much.
Well, as long as he is not throwing, then he is okay. There is, of
Pretty
course,
much.
I mean, you don't need to kill Weaver to win this game. There is a lot of split push potential on the side of Goomba. They have to start doing that though, rather than trying to constantly fight. I feel like they are kind of throwing in their own windows. Is that a Dutch saying? I think so. But it's
Yeah, that's definitely a Dutch saying. That is not an English saying. Although that said, I've learned some weird, apparently English sayings on this channel before.
This is true. Well, throwing in your own windows, I mean, that's not smart, right? That's the whole point. That doesn't help you. And they're kind of making their own life difficult because they have. I mean, they've got wolves. They've got necro units level 3. If there were a couple of more necro units, just put them all in a lane, send them on a tower, and yes, you might give gold to your enemy team. But at this point, would that be such a bad thing? Because they're rich anyway, and they're ahead anyway. So how much further? Like at least you get something in return, right? Basically.
I can understand where you're coming from. My only real big problem with that is that PR can counter split push at the same time. This Weaver's so big and he's got the Desolator, he's probably going to push faster than the Wolves and Necrobook will. So that might be the big problem that they're having, because multiple times now I've noticed that Moon has pushed in a lane and then Goomba have been like, well, we can either take the fight or we can split push, we don't even know what to do. They're sort of stuck and they either have to take one or the other, and it looks like Moon, well, he might go MKB here or he might go crit. He's leaving it open for himself. Hell, if he even wants to, he could just go Rapier. He's so hard to kill at this stage. That might be a little bit too throwy, though.
It's Moon.
I mean, I like Rapiers. I don't know if anybody's noticed
shot!
this.
J4 and Chill really don't like each other. At least Chill has been getting J4 every single time. The Doom goes up on the Darkseer, even though he already used his mechanism. That's at least something. They get J4, now glimpse back on Cheshire Cat. Probably not where they were expecting to glimpse him too, though. And that actually helps him, because now Scandal is there, torn up on 2. Rain is in problems. He's managing to get the Hand of God and the mechanism up and teleports himself up, but no, he cannot. He gets chained and killed. Lycan is in some trouble somewhere as well, but he managed to get out with a teleport, and they are chasing down Near. They should be able to get him as well. Indeed they are. That is going to be another fight going the way of Power Rangers. They only lost to Dazzle. Darkseer did manage to get out. I mean, he just was walking away. He only got doomed. He has enough health to survive that one. And now they can just go for the tier 3 towers. There is a lot of gold coming out, or a lot of items coming out for Moon. He doesn't have as much gold as I thought anymore, as actually the Nino is already dead before I start casting this fight. OD will be next. The boat comes in. It's mostly for the buff though, as it won't hit on Chill. Chill is forced to run away from his own base. He is the only one alive, and he says, you know, screw it, Dyer. I am joining the jungle creeps. I am gonna be a hermit, and I'm gonna just live in the forest and, you know, live off the woods.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Would say understandable this game. Goomba, I mean, I feel again like the problem isn't in their draft, it's just in the way the laning stage goes for them, and smart laning from PR. They did aggressive tri-lane, and from that moment on, their Lycan was never able to be farmed enough. Nobody on the side of Goomba really was, and even the person who was shut down fairly well, the Ember Spirit, he doesn't need to run into these fights because PR are running a Tricore here, and in the end, their Weaver ends up being ridiculously
Chill
farmed.
is a traitor to the Hermit
Chill,
race. He's gonna pay for his insolence. He's able to hookshot. Actually, 4 staffs for safety. No, that's not gonna stop Moon. Never mind that. He has an Aegis.
Chill has been an absolute player this game. He's still gonna die.
Yeah. Double kill. Moon still has an Aegis. He actually gets Grave. Still gonna get a triple kill. The GG comes out if that wasn't clear enough. It will be now. But that is gonna be Power Rangers are being our second finalist. They will be going up against Total Aggression tomorrow, and Goomba will have to be taking 3rd/4th place. I mean, well played. I was impressed by them in the quarterfinals and in the group stages. It's a shame they can't do well up against Power Rangers, but then again, it is Power Rangers. What are they doing? I thought the GG was called ages ago.
Apparently it got cancelled or something, I don't know.
Someone cancelled it, but I guess Jill's trying it again.
Maybe he's being trolled by his teammates.
Might be.
I imagine he'd be pretty annoyed if he was being trolled by his teammates though, because he's had a phenomenal game this game.
Yeah, he did.
But Goomba's just... their strategy was solid, right? But the problem was they just weren't able to do anything. The first 5 minutes of the game went terribly for the side of Goomba. Even when they managed to go and, you know, gank the Kunkka, it doesn't matter if all their safe lane heroes, even the Chen was struggling in the jungle. His jungle got invaded.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just PR playing well, I'd say. Very well, by aggressively going into them.
And renewing the meta, I mean, support Darkseer apparently gets more farm than offline Darkseer, so that was a pretty interesting thing to see as well. Does force Dazzle to buy all the wards and stuff, so he wasn't all that rich, but he can do it. Nice games. Shame it were 2-2-0 victories, but nonetheless, good showing of the teams, and I'm looking forward to seeing Total Aggression play against Power Rangers tomorrow, because it basically means that the team named Total Aggression will face a team that used to be a Total Aggression. They,
Still
as you
fairly
said,
aggressive,
you said today, like, they matured a bit, and that's definitely true, but it feels like maybe they will be forced to be back in their roots, and maybe this time Total Aggression will take the victory. Well, we're going to see it tomorrow. The game tomorrow starts at, let me just find that real fast, I think it's 1800, and it is not yet decided, actually, but it's tomorrow, so that's all you need to know, basically. Any last words? Shoutouts, plugins?
I mean, just thanks for the people who turned up to watch. These games have been great. I've been very happy with this tournament, I've got to say. This tournament's been great fun to cast. Yeah, plugins, just plug myself again. Twitch.tv/setmygibs. There's a Twitter and all that stuff attached as well that you can click on, but whatever.
Yep, make sure you do that, and follow us. Follow me on Twitter as well, rather. Shiver Gaming. Follow us on Twitter in total, of course. Shiver Gaming is my Twitter handle, and tune in back tomorrow is all I can ask for. For people that normally watch my stream when I'm playing pubs, tomorrow morning I'm actually having outdoor breakfast, very fancy. But I'm not here until later, so just so you're aware. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.